It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Rams and the Buccaneers, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
Playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we are at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
The mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Tampa Bay coming out along with a man who needs no introduction, the great Tom Brady.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing, and now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Go let up!
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Airing this one out for Evans. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Brady now to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So the Rams in great position here as they get things started. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Let's face it, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie free agent or a 15-year vet. Guiding a team to victory on the road in the playoffs, that's no small feat. And it's going to be really important for him to play mistake-free football. But equally important, create some big plays as well to give his team confidence that they can win.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. From the gun, here's Stafford. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Jones with a nice game there on first down as he takes his forward and call it a pickup of 6.
I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities. opportunities for this offense going forward.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And shedding through the tackle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with BrADY. Thomas brings it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
This is caught. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Gurley. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Todd Gurley taking it in from a yard out. And the Bucs will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Ryan Succop for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Stafford's throw here, hauled in by Cup. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the game there, 2nd down. They'll run the sweep here. This is Cup. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Ross on the return. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. BrADY going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Throwing to start the drive. BrADY. And he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. BrADY again here on 2nd and 10. And a catch right side by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by BrADY knocked away, incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is BrADY. Caught on the right side by Jones. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. They'll run it with Jones. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off near the 42. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. After the interception, here's Stafford. That'll be caught by Cup. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
And he's brought down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield to get on cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Tate Crowder able to make the play.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run, because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Hey, alert 3. Check safety. Hey, 66.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Here's BrADY. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
72. Check. Goal 50. Tighten up. Check. Kill. Check it out. Rip.
Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones punching it in from a yard away. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. This is taken in by the tight end, Bryson Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Well, when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just bring
and pressure coming, and they got it once again. Vita Vea, he's the one that drops in this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the tight end, Hopkins. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. $39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters. Because
he's got him in, complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play that time for Tampa Bay.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They run, it's Gurley. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're saying what I'm saying. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Todd Gurley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Buccaneers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but hold on, you're finished.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
Yeah.
you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. A throw over the middle, taken in. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. Succop for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. LA readies for its next possession. Stafford on first down. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. He finds Hopkins complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Stafford. And down he goes. A Buccaneers center. And the defense coming through and followed by a loss of 7 to bring up 4.
For a rookie first rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, nice move. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Malcolm! They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
BrADY. And BrADY going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Push him back. Push him back.
Now BrADY to try again after the pick 6. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Let me go.
Shotgun now for BrADY. And it's complete to Adams. 30. 10.
If you were me, you would do this too.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Davante Adams. 74 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Davante Adams, he's a great volume receiver. Here, he's able to do some pretty nifty work after the catch.
And I think this is what the early proponents of the forward pass were thinking about. Get it to a receiver and have him do some work afterwards in order to create the big play we just saw there.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw again on second down. Stafford. They'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To the air again, Stafford. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Hopkins. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Stafford now to throw. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
That's on target, but it's no good. He had it online, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, he's got a big leg, and when everything comes together, he can certainly hit from long range, but this one's going to come up just a little bit short. A very good effort, though.
On 1st down, BrADY. Escaping the pressure right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Here's BrADY to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. BrADY now on 1st down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from, so field position becomes a factor. I think in this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air, maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the second of our triple header here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's NFC wildcard game. And it's the Arizona Cardinals who are not done yet as they were able to eliminate the Seattle Seahawks. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Rams, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
Let's go, get excited, let's go, let's go.
The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he's not going to get there. They mark him short of the first. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now here's Ross. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games. Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 18. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes inside and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Now Stafford. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
White, 22-0 over Omaha.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he is going to have a Rams first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Yellow 80! Yellow 80!
They'll try the air now with Stafford. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford, blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin White, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
And that takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 66 yards on the ground for him so far. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give him a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Well, Brady's throw there, incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Brady's throw complete there to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw taken in by Miller. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Brady to throw again. Again for Evans. This time he's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Gurley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Now BrADY. Eluding the pressure right. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Here's BrADY. And that one almost intercepted. Boy, he's got 2 already, nearly a 3rd, but not to be, and it's 4th down. Second's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So tack on 3 more. This, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
And the Rams getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. Tom BrADY leads the offense out for their next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
From the 38, BrADY. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A nice run there by Jones on 1st down as he'll wind up getting about 5, so 2nd and 5 coming up. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Check it, reload! Hey, 60 kick.
They'll go again to Jones. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the 2nd round. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's BrADY. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. BrADY. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scotty Miller there to make the grab. And this Buccaneer offense, they're running away with this one. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Good job, good job.
LA set to take over again on offense. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Good call there on 1st down, and Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wound up picking up positive yardage.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Stafford. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing again at Stafford. Quick slant here to Woods. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now this throw caught left side. Touchdown, LA!
That's all I need.
Van Jefferson, 53 yards. And the Rams get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th-quarter deficit. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. The running on 1st down is Jones, but he's not going to get much, maybe a couple. And it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
Yeah. Bring it.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Check, boys.
They fake the handoff. Now BrADY. And break, the tight end's got it. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Shadow! It's just me and you.
BrADY gives this one off to Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Leonard Floyd, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
The first throw now for the backup Roethlisberger. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And at this point, maybe you say, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this one too low. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Devin White able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
I notice you use the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. Now a first down throw. Stafford. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. To the air again, Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Vita Vea picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford looking sideline, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
On third down, here's Henderson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the fourth down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. They snap it to Stafford. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. That's 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we've just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. On fourth down, Stafford. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Now Prater to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Easy. 44 to Mike. 44 to Mike. Check.
Roethlisberger going to throw it. Flush to his right. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 7 yards to pick up there. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. Now they got to get to the line quickly. On 1st down, Stafford here. He'll dump this off to Akers. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford looking underneath. He's got Akers. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. 3rd and 2, Stafford. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the sign judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
10, 50. Get on.
They'll run a draw now with Akers. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. One last throw here for Stafford. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.